Have you intentionally thought about the words that you use every day? You know, we walk past each other and we say, "Hey, how you doing?" And sometimes we'll reply, "Oh, not too bad. Things could be better. Oh, it's a great day." There's all sorts of different ways that we respond when we ask each other how we are, right? But do you understand how very, very powerful how you respond is? In today's video, I'm going to be going through Proverbs 18:21, which tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and we will eat the fruit of that. So in this video, I'm going to unpack more of how you can powerfully turn your words and your day into the truth instead of the lies that you may have fallen into before. Hi there, I'm Lisa Berg from Soul Solutions Coaching, where we love empowering the 2.0 version of you. On this channel, we share practical insights on how to walk and talk with Jesus every day in your personal life, in your family life, in your business life, so that you can elevate your life to that abundant life level that Jesus talks about in John 10:10. So if you're new here, consider liking and subscribing and share this channel, because the wisdom of God changes lives. So let's start off by reading Proverbs 18:21. I'm going to read it in the Amplified Version. And it says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words." Whew, that is a weighty statement, right? We will bear the consequences of our words because there is either death or life in the words that we use. So if that's the case, we can either look at that as an ominous thing, or we can look at that as a beautiful invitation to take the power back over our words, to intentionally use our words to shape our day. I'm reading a brilliant book at the moment, and it's called, hold on one moment please. It's called The Liberty of Our Language Revealed by Thomas Blackwell. I want to encourage you to go and read it. But in it, he shares the tremendous power of actually thinking about the words that you say, and then saying the words you've thought about, and then looking for what happens because of the words that you've said, right? So if we have this invitation from the Lord to actually agree with him and craft words just like he did. In Genesis, he said, he spoke, and the world came into existence, right? All of these beautiful examples in the word of what it looks like to intentionally agree with the truth of what God says over your life instead of perhaps the circumstances that we encounter. I remember hearing an interview about a gentleman who was well over 100, and they were interviewing him, and they said to him, "How come you're still so full of life?" And he says, "You know what? I have never said I'm tired my whole life." And instantly I was like, I've said I'm tired many, many times in my life, but I was intrigued to listen to more. And he said, instead of saying I'm tired, which actually makes me tired, I say, I'm going to sleep really, really well tonight. Right? Totally different perspective. And this is the power of what words and shifting our words and using them intentionally can do for us. Because I can see certain things like this, but when I put my glasses on, wow, I can see you a whole lot clearer, right? There is something that happens when we use the power of the word to intentionally agree with the second half of John 10:10, which is that Jesus comes to give us abundant life, versus the first part, which is that the enemy is coming to kill, steal, and destroy. So let's look at this super practically. When you are asked how you are, when you're passing somebody in the corridor at work, when you're picking up your kids from school, when you greet those that you live with first thing in the morning, right? And you go, "Hey, how are you?" What is it that you say? Take a moment and pause and go, "Oh, what is my instant reaction? What are the things I say?" And write them down. Make a list of the things that naturally come to your mind. And in there, then sit with the Lord and go, "Lord, where does this agree with the word and where does it not agree with the word?" And literally strike through all of the places where what you say does not agree with abundant life. And then sit with him and craft new words from the Bible, the truth of what he says over you that can help you to go forward in line with the truth, which actually opens up God's ability to, and our permission for him to work in our life, right? So an example is a phrase I've picked up from when I was growing up in South Africa, I guess, and in my family line is somebody would say, "Oh, can you do something?" And I go, "No problem." And I sat and I thought about that and I said, why do I say no problem? Why is my wording around problems instead of it's a pleasure, or it was great to do that for you, or, I loved being able to serve you that way? What is it that made my default say no problem instead of bringing and accentuating positive into it, right? So now I am going to do this exercise as well. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to write all of the default things I say when I'm asked things. And I'm going to go in front of the Lord and go, okay, Lord, let's strike through the things that aren't in line with abundant life. And then what we beautifully get to do is you get to take those words, however you want to record them, on a piece of paper, on a note on your phone, whether you want to put them on your bathroom mirror in the morning, or I have a note on my phone that I carry around so that when I'm going into places before a meeting, before I meet people, I will go and look at the note and intentionally then program my mind to go, oh, this is what I'm going to say. So if I'm going into a meeting at work that is that I feel stressed about, that I'm a little worried about, I will take out this note and I go, I am the beloved of the Most High God. Everything works together for my good because I love God and I'm called according to his purpose. All things are currently being looked at by God. He knows me, he loves me, he's anointed me, he's called me, and I am in exactly the right place at the right time. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. It's not in my own strength, not in my own power, but it's by the Holy Spirit's power. And the beautiful thing is that the more you say this, the more you actually release the truth to work in you. You'll find that your shoulders will straighten, your spine will straighten, your confidence levels will go up. You'll be way more excited about what you're going to do instead of concerned about it, right? Because the truth is that if you are worried about the outcome of something, if you just take Romans 8:28 and say, all things work together for my good, because I'm called, because I love the Lord and I'm called according to his purpose, then nothing that happens in that meeting, nothing that happens in that relationship, nothing that happens in your own thinking cannot be taken by God and work together for good, right? Obviously with a pure heart and with us forgiving people and walking in a pure way in front of him, God can take everything and weave it together for good. So what if some of your greetings were from now on, hey, how are you? Today is a day full of miracles and I am so grateful. What if your greeting was, your reply to the greeting was, all things work together for my good and I am so excited to see how they do, right? Or just, how are you today? I am phenomenal. I am amazing. I am excited about the day. I love to say, I love going on adventures today with Jesus today. So let's see what happens, right? All of this helps us to know in every interaction that we're in that we are actually looking forward to the truth of what God has to say about us, about the situations we're in, about our circumstances, about our life, about the journeys that we're on. It's all according to the truth of the word. And that means that God, we're partnering with God to bring his truth to pass, right? Instead of being nervous about like, or the no problem, or, I'm excited to be able to go through that and change how I respond to that. So this is the invitation that Jesus is extending you today. This is something we do with our coaching clients all the time. In our 5-step framework, one of our modules is all about creating statements about who you truly are in God, how he made you, how he created you, how he crafted you to be powerful in your world, to bring about the purpose that he has for your life. So come across and visit us at saltsolutionscoaching.com. Let's book a session. Let's talk about how we can move you from the 1.0 version of your life to the 2.0 version of your life and actually help you to walk out all the purpose that God has for you. So as always, Jesus is inviting you on an adventure today. Will you accept? Bless you, bless you, bless you. And we'll see you next time.